We have Lee May, Joe Morgan, Frank Robinson, Tony Perez, Pete Rose, all right? What was the biggest trade the Reds have ever made? Was it the one that got Robinson out of here, and that would be on the bad side of the equation, or the one that got Joe Morgan here, which would be on the good side of the equation, if you had to weight either one of those two trades?
At the time, the Joe Morgan trade was not considered. Lee May was a good player, and he was very beloved here. And many people at that moment did not know how good Joe Morgan would be, and it was not considered a good trade, I think, by most Cincinnati fans at that time.
But I've heard Sparky Anderson say that the minute he found out about it, he told Bob Haslam, "You've just won the pennant."
Yeah, I think they did think they were a couple of years away with the Morgan deal, because I don't think they felt like they had the overall depth. But Joe Morgan turned out to be not just an all-star caliber player, which he was in Houston. He'd made several all-star teams. But he turned into a Hall of Fame caliber player.
Right.
Yeah. And you know, when you talk to Joe, what does he say? He said it was because he was locked next to Pete, and it was the atmosphere in that locker room, and he wanted to be at the level of those guys. Yeah. And they just lifted his game. And, you know, you just don't find many guys at age 29 or 30 that suddenly blossom into a Hall of Famer the way that he did. But to answer your questions about the trade, I'll just throw a screwball out there, and I'll say the George Foster deal might even have been better in terms of what the Reds gave up versus what they ended up getting.
Right.
They gave up May and Tommy Helms for Morgan. But for George Foster, future MVP, future home run champ of the Reds, they gave up nobody to get this young fifth outfielder for the Giants in 1971. I just think that was an absolute steal.